Why do we travel? That's a big question. But for me, the answer is simple. I travel because I'm curious. Curious to get to know places and people different to where I come from. The city of Ayacucho is different in many ways. It's unique, and that's why it's one of my favorite cities in all of Peru. When you're in a place that's really different to where you're from, everyday life becomes the most interesting show on earth. In Ayacucho, much of the life is centered around the market. With the constant flow of people, there are so many characters. And the kinds of faces that say so much without uttering a word. In this market, there could be a photo opportunity around any corner. When you see some people that come to the market, their faces, the way they dress, it's pretty clear that they're from far away. The more curious ones stare at the foreigner with a camera. When a place is as foreign as Ayacucho, it's easy to find yourself hypnotized by even the most banal of things. Not many foreigners visit this city. You can't see it in the video, but while me and my family were amused by the locals, their traditional costumes, the familiar activities in unfamiliar settings, well, at the same time they were just as amused by us, especially by Mia's blonde hair. Will the world ever be the same after these months of the pandemic? I think that we've come to a point where most of us really don't know. The simplest moments and memories now seem more precious than we could have ever imagined.
「 Hey, if you have seen my last video diary, then you already know the deal. There's a huge 70% price drop on the travel photography course of mine, which I mention in most of my videos. It looks like these lockdowns and travel bans aren't ending anytime soon, so if you are looking for something to do, if you want to improve your photography, your post-processing, or if you're just looking for a distraction from all the madness that's happening in the world right now, well, then do check out the course.
From Ayacucho, via more twists and turns, we head towards Cusco. I still remember the first time I saw the snow peaks of the high Andes. I was driving, I turned the corner, and there they were. I almost cried. It was just so overwhelming to see something so much greater than any one of us. This time, it was like the mountains were teasing us. They'd show themselves, and then they'd hide behind the clouds again. On the way to the sacred valley of Cusco, there are other green valleys. Photographic opportunities can materialize at any time here. I still don't know if anyone can ever feel genuinely 100% comfortable with pulling over in their car and asking a complete stranger for a photo. What do you say? Hey, I'm Mitchell, can I take a photo? Okay, to be honest, that is more or less what I said in this case. Just as I said this, Mia looked out the car window. Thankfully, the woman became enamored with her and slowed down while I made a few frames. The idea of enjoying the journey has never been more true for me than through these journeys around the mountains of Peru. You just never know what you're gonna get, and that makes one feel truly alive. Tiny mountain villages, more twists and turns, more surprises. I stopped to shoot drone footage and I end up at a birthday party with traditional singers and musicians. The young woman singing is impressed by how excited I am to photograph that part of her culture. I love our beautiful culture. I hope we never lose it, she tells me. This performance was improvised on the spot, just because I asked if I could film something. You can't not fall in love with Peru after you travel through the mountains. After the improvised performance, the party moves to another house. I'm invited, but we have to keep going. So I am invited to come back for the carnival season.